All right, greetings everyone. We are about to unveil the greatness of the Yesterday Lasts Forever album. We're going to see this together for the first time. Came in a little bit bigger box this time. I guess the double CDs are a little bigger, I guess. And we're going to find out right now, buddy. Oh my goodness gracious. This is amazing. All right, let's see what we got. Oh boy. Looks like there's a box inside a box. Oh boy, here we go. And here we go. Oh boy. Oh man, here we go. Will you just look at that? Look at that. This is killer, dude. Thank you, Atomic Disc, for this awesomeness. And thank you, of course, again to Lynn Jennings for putting together yet another amazing cover art. Let's open her up and see what we got going here. Oh boy, look at that. Will you look at that? There's the part 1 and part 2. Look at that, front and back, look at that. But wait, there's more, there's more. Take the discs out. And there you go, look at that. Look at those sweet little pictures. There's me and Danny, probably like 1990, and there we are today, and that's the inside. Wow, man, that looks really cool. Really cool, man. Well, I guess there's only one thing left to do, and that's I'm gonna have to listen to it, so I'll be back. Okie dokie. Well, that was awesome. These bad boys right now are available for pre-order. It is live right now, buddy. These are going to be $25, and the PayPal link will be down there somewhere, either in the comments or the description or whatever. It'll be down there somewhere. So 25 bucks. All pre-orders will be shipped out on Monday, the 7th. And then any other orders or anything like that, they'll all be shipped out on Mondays. So get one now. This is freaking awesome. I'm so excited to see this thing. So speaking to people who don't know what this is, I mean, these are 21, 22-year-old recordings. I've said all this before. These are the first digital recordings I ever did. First stuff coming off the 4-track cassette. Matter of fact, the song October Sky on the first album, or the first part, that is actually the very first song that I ever recorded on the machine. So there's a nice little tidbit for you. Again, I've said all this before. This was my first songwriting adventure. I've been mostly a music writer up to this point in time, and this is the one that just kicked the door wide open. I wrote all the music, all the words, all the harmonies, melodies, all that stuff. It was the first time I did any of that fully. I'd only written not very many songs vocally to that point, but anyway, so it was my first songwriting experience. This is where it all started. And again, it was me and Danny Hockmeyer, the great Danny Hockmeyer, who sings this epic. It was the first time that we really worked together like that. I mean, we played in a band together for years, but we never really did any recording or anything like that together like this. Pretty tedious process. I mean, when he comes in to record with me, and this has been this way all through the years, I mean, he'll come over here not knowing anything, and it's just, I sing it to him, he sings it back, and then we record it. You know, it's a long, tedious process, but that's the way that we've been doing it. So anyway, that's what that's about. Now, part one, the original album. I mean, it's available to see and hear all over the place online. It's been out for years. You can go check it out anywhere. It's on my YouTube page, Spotify, you know, all that crap. You can go check it out if you want to. Part two is not going to be released digitally. It's only exclusive to this set. This is the special album side set, and by that I mean both discs are one track. I always wanted to do that, and that's what I did. So they're one track, and part two is only available here. It's not going to be released digitally. Their technical release date is August 26th, my birthday. That's just a sentimental release date, but it doesn't really matter. It's released right now. So speaking to everyone again here, the way part two came about was I've been going through the old files and stuff on the machine looking for, you know, songs, old songs to mess around with and remix and have fun with or whatever. And then I came across one that said YLF 2 incomplete. And I said, well, you know, obviously I got to put that on there and check it out. I hadn't thought about it in 20 years. I never, you know, I totally forgot all about it. And I put it on, and man, that's when I got real excited about it, because we had finished a good chunk of it back then, 2002 I'm speaking of, and all those songs that we finished ended up on an album called Chris Gill's Ashtray, which was all those songs and a bunch of other songs that were just not finished and didn't have a home or whatever. So it all came out on that, and then I hadn't thought about it since. But when I heard it, I was like, wow, man, because I had recorded the whole thing from start to finish. The whole thing was on there. It was meant to be one piece, you know, which is what I've been trying to do with everything I've ever done. But it was recorded that way, and I would listen to it, and it was so cool to hear them in order the way they were supposed to be. And they were all finished. All the finished songs were mixed, they were affected, everything was done. And I would listen through to it, and then it would come to these spots of just drums and guitar, you know, and I didn't remember any of it. Well, I remembered one chorus. I remembered the chorus to one song, and that's it. The rest of it was, I had no idea. So I tracked down my notebook from back then, and I found all the songs, and eventually I figured out what was what, and then I just reworked them to the music. And you know, I don't know how they were supposed to go, but I love the way they go now. It's killer. So then, you know, Danny came out a couple times, we knocked it out, and bam, here it is. Part one is the original album. Now, everyone that got this back in the day, man, they loved it, you know, and they still love it. And I still have people to this day tell me that that's their favorite album that I've done. So, you know, there's something about it that's awesome. Yes, it's a drum machine. It's a Roland R8 Mach 2 drum machine, to be specific. You know, it's a drum machine, dude. And so, you know, I programmed it, so just pretend like it's me playing drums. It's my drum interpretation. Think of it that way. And, you know, it's got, you know, the whole thing has problems, you know. I mean, I'm not a producer, I'm not an engineer. I don't have any desire to be. But it still sounds good. I mean, none of this stuff takes away from the songs and the vibe and the whole feel to it. I mean, it's really good, man. Part two is a little bit different than part one. They go together beautifully. They're a perfect companion. I mean, part one has maybe more of the heavy electric guitar stuff on it. Then part two is more acoustic driven. And I was doing, at that point, I was doing a lot of just single guitar and bass stuff. You know, it wasn't so much double guitars. It was kind of stripped in some spots. But there's a lot of little subtle callbacks to the first album. I mean, most of them you probably won't even realize or notice, but I know they're there, and there's a lot of them. But it ends perfectly. It ties it all together, and you know, part two is probably a little more dynamic than part one. It's got a lot more ups and downs to it, but it's a perfect companion, and they belong together. And that's the only reason why I did this, because I thought that this deserves that. It deserves to be a double disc set, a beautiful deluxe set. Again, thank you, Lynn Jennings, for putting together this awesome freaking artwork, man. This is killer. But anyway, so 25 bucks, get one, because I mean, really, they are limited, man. This is a one run and done, man. I'm not doing any more of these. This is what it is, dude. I did this mainly for me because I really wanted this, and it's so cool, and it's such a big historic piece of my musical life, man. And I promise you'll like it, man. You can't not like this. All right, I'm just gonna say it. I mean, you might not like all of it, but I promise you, you will like this. So please pick it up. It is a wonderful album. And let me tell you something about Danny Hochmeyer on here. We've done quite a bit of stuff together through the years, man, but I still believe that this is probably some of his best vocal work. I mean, I think. I mean, you tell me, dude. I mean, it's, you know, he's got that songbird voice, and it's, you know, it's all through this stuff, buddy. So please pick it up. Please support, and please get one if you want to. If you want to get it, please get it quick, man, because there's really not a lot, man. And I'm really trying to just, you know, I'm trying to get in my money back because I had to pay for these, but regardless, you know, that's not important. I just want everybody to hear it because it's really awesome. So if you like kicking back and listening to music, you know, I mean, I write albums, I don't write singles. So I'm just, you know, I'm not part of the Spotify generation. I guess that makes me old or old school, okay, whatever, you know, that's what I am. That's why these albums are one track a piece. It's like an album side A, side B, right? But if you like to, you know, smoke a bowl, drink a beer, and check out records, man, I got one for you. All right, check it out. Crank it up, put on the headphones. I always recommend the headphones because that's the way I like to listen to music. But whatever you do, man, whatever you like to do, check it out. It's worth it. And thank you in advance for anyone who does pick this up. I promise you'll enjoy it, man. So peace out, hippies.